Sideline Sedo here, bringing you a preview for match week 8 of the Premier League season, the 23-24 season. That is a lot of interesting fixtures this weekend. Let's get straight into it. But as always, make sure to comment down below and give me your predictions and previews for the fixtures for match week 8. As always, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and like if you end up enjoying the video. Starting with Luton versus Tottenham. And let's be honest, if we get a quick look at the league table here, Tottenham's in second. Luton is, just out of the relegation zone. There's no way that I see Luton getting a point out of this. I just can't, quite honestly. I think Tottenham will eat them alive. Say 3-0 win for Tottenham, probably. That seems fair. 3-0 goals from Heung-min Son, Richarlison, and Kulishevsky, let's say. Next is Burnley versus Chelsea. Burnley is a side that's also not doing too well. Chelsea, a side that's starting to get some kind of momentum after winning some games and such. And as it stands, I think that Burnley needs to start getting some points on the board. They need to get out of the relegation zone. They need to start to climb up. But I don't think it's going to happen this week. I think Chelsea will win 2-1. Goals from Raheem Sterling and let's say Broya, Sterling and Broya. And then for Burnley, I'll say Nathan Redmond scores. Next is Everton versus Bournemouth. Everton, they lost last week. They didn't do too great. Bournemouth side that's also not on the best run of form. They're 19th place. It's a proper relegation clash early on in the season, and Everton lost to Luton, so you never know. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Goals from Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Beto, and for Bournemouth, we'll see goals from Dominic Solanke, and I feel like I always say Philip Billing, so let me not say Philip Billing. Let's say the Sinisterra gets a goal as well, as Solanke. So, yeah, that's prediction for that match. Fulham versus Sheffield United. Fulham is a side who, also kind of not doing too well after selling Mitrovic. Sheffield United, worst side in the league. I think Fulham wins this, though. I'm going to say 1-0. A goal from, let's say, Decker Dover-Reed. And Sheffield United to cling on to the bottom of the table with 1 point. Sorry, Sheffield United fans. I just don't see it happening. Crystal Palace versus Nottingham Forest. This is also a clash of two sides that are kind of, close to each other, relatively speaking. Only 3 points separate the two. Nottingham isn't even on the worst goal difference here. They have -2. Palace has 0. So if they could get the win here, they'd be level on goal difference, and they could kind of move up the table a bit there. Obviously, Chelsea, Man United, who knows what will happen with them. Oh, I skipped the Man United Brentford game. We'll go back to that one. But Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest. I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw. Goals from Haiwani and, say, Eze scores as well. Brighton Hove Albion versus Liverpool. Liverpool, need to get a good response to the Tottenham fixture that happened. They got to perform. And the way I see it, honestly, I think Liverpool will win this 2-1. Goals from Karl Matoma, and for Liverpool, we'll see goals from Salah and, let's say, Darwin Nunez as well. Manchester United and Brentford. I forgot to go back to this. This is a tough game because, honestly, Brentford's not doing too well, but neither is Man United. But there's not really a big, gulf in difference between the two sides in terms of quality. So I'm going to guess that I'm going to predict Man United win this game 2-1. I think that's the safe prediction. Goals from Marcus Rashford and Fernandez, and a goal from Brian Mbeumo for Brentford. I think that seems fair. But we've done all those. So next up is West Ham versus Newcastle. And this is actually a very interesting game here. West Ham versus Newcastle. Honestly, I mean, it's kind of like important game for both sides. And West Ham's at home, so I'm gonna predict something crazy here potentially. I think West Ham will win at home against Newcastle. I know. I think, yeah, so they both got 2-0 wins last week. And Newcastle's on a crazy run of form, scoring 14 goals in their last 3 games or something like that. So part of me wants to say Newcastle, but I think West Ham will win this. I think there's a chance that West Ham could pull an upset win at home. And I think it'll be a 2-1 win. I think Isak will score for Newcastle, and for West Ham, let's say Bowen and Paqueta score. And for this, another great game. Wolves versus Aston Villa. Wolves are in 15th, so they're not doing too great. This is a derby clash, I believe. Wolves are at home. Wolves have been playing great, got a lot of confidence after that City win. They could go up to potentially somewhere towards mid-table. And Villa, a win here could bring them into top 4, depending on how results go. I'm gonna predict it. I'm gonna predict the draw. I think this will be a draw as well. We'll say a 1-1 draw. Wolves will see, say, Pedro Neto score, and Aston Villa will see Watkins score. Feels like a safe bet for Watkins to score. Finally, the biggest match of the weekend, as some would say. I mean, it is just straight up Arsenal versus Man City, early season title decider. Let's look at the stats, because this is really the one that people are gonna kind of think about. The last Arsenal haven't won, I don't think, in the last, they haven't won the last 5 meetings, home or away. 3 of them were at home. This one's at home. I'm gonna predict a 2-1 City win. Goals from Erling Haaland, Julian Alvarez, and Bukayo Saka. Yeah, so those are my predictions for the match week 8. Oof. Eze's injured, so my prediction for Eze scoring isn't going to work. Eze's on my bench. How long's he injured for, bro? Hamstring, November 11th. Out for a month. That's kind of tough. I did just change that. And Butman's out for only a bit, but let's see game week 8. So Sheffield, yeah. So we got to get this Sheffield switch in. For Leno in goal. Gabriel against City, I don't love. Udogie against Luton. West Ham, Wolves. Okay, so those are tough fixtures. All these fixtures are tough. These are Brighton, Arsenal, Wolves. And this is a tough match week for me. Honestly, gonna be straight up honest. But this might be the best bet. I think I could do a free hit here. But it's so early. And I don't know if I get a second free hit. I'm just going to save this team. This is my team going into it. I don't have really... Ooh, I'm going up in rank again. I went down to 900,000. Now I'm back up to 380. I think this team could give me a decent amount of points still. There's some quality players in there. And, next week, should there be some kind of... I had 68 points last week. Okay. But... should there be some kind of shift or something, then I'll switch it up and go from there. But thank you so much for watching. Make sure to comment down below, give me your predictions, maybe your FPL teams if you'd like, and just anything that is regarding the fixtures going into game week 8. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel and you enjoyed, consider subscribing. I'm Sideline Sedo. Thank you again so much for watching. Peace.